Hi everybody. So look, I done went to Dollar Tree, right? And got these little stackables. Um, I've seen a lot of people using these, and I wanted to try them out with some of my herbs and stuff for my garden. But I want to try to find out, I want to see if there's a way I could install a water filtration system. So if you're interested in this, I know I'm just going off the top of my head with this. So if you're interested, then keep watching, because I'm thinking I'm going to use some felt, some hot glue, and some old bottles, soda bottles that I was using them in the garden for something else. But I went outside and just pulled them up out of the garden, because I'm thinking for the craft that I'm about to do, I'm thinking I could use these. So stay tuned and see what I do with them. Okay, so I'm thinking, because I already punched my hole out in the middle of the planter already. And I opened up the other little drainage holes and I punched in some new ones. But I'm thinking if I could glue this down right there on top of the hole, because I done punched holes inside of this, and then cut this to about right here, I'll be able to stack them and get multiple layers of these stackables together, and then punch some holes on the side and run wicks through, and I'm gonna use this felt as the wicks. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna measure where I need to cut the bottle. So I'm just taking a measurement. I got all this stuff from Dollar Tree, got the Sharpie and all that. I'm doing this with one hand because I'm using my other hand to hold the phone, so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm gonna cut that around there. It's terrible, I can't just garden. I have to turn everything into an arts and crafts situation. But see, I made my little slits right there on the side. So I'm going to and I'm doing this as I'm going along, y'all. I just made this all up. I was just thinking. Oh goodness, I done lost my other scissors. Hold on. Okay, so mark where you're gonna drill your holes. So I just took a red marker and just made like a little V shape so I'll know that I could drill my little holes that I'm gonna put the wicks in through. That's just to let me know where I could drill my little holes at on each side. So when I put it back in, see how on each side is right where the little area is where the water gonna be coming out, where the plants is gonna be. So I'll know how to do that. Okay, so this is just a little Dremel tool I had for years. I'm gonna take this little Dremel tool and punch holes into my container. Now, if you use soda bottle containers, like those, 99 cent, sodas that you get from the market, that plastic is really, really thin. So if you don't have a Dremel tool, you could technically just use your hot glue gun and press it up against the plastic and it'll go right through. But if you can figure out a way to get you some little holes in there, I put 3 holes in because I'm gonna run those wicks through with the, using the felt out of those holes so those wicks could lay into the dirt. So when water gets into the little container, the wicks will be nice and moist and the plants will get adequate water and they won't be getting too much water. So that's the whole idea. Whether this gonna work, y'all, we'll see. But I can't just do something ordinary. I got to turn everything into a arts and crafts project. Okay, let's finish this up. Oh, and here's another thing I failed to mention. I'm going to use my hot glue gun to glue the top on to the bottom of the little Dollar Tree stackable planter. Now, make sure when you're doing the hot glue that the glue don't get on your little circles, because you need your circles to stay clear, because that's what the water gonna run through. You just want to put the glue like right on the edge of the little top, so the top could glue down onto the plastic tray, the stackable. And make sure if you do get some glue, see how I'm wiping that off, make sure the glue is not in your little circles, because you need those little circles to stay clear so your water could flow through. Okay? Now right here, this is what I'm using the felt for. I'm using the felt to create the wicks that's gonna come out of the plastic containers where the water is. And I'm gonna let the wicks be long so it could go into the dirt and the plants could suck up water through those wicks. That's just basically felt. I took that old felt that I was using over the holidays to make stuff with. I had some left over. And yeah, this is how I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just stick the felt through the little holes that I made. And it's going to look just like that. So you want one end of the wick inside the container where the water is going to be. And you could either leave it just like that, or you could loop it around like I'm about to loop it around and take the wick out of the other end of one of the other holes. So that just the middle part of the felt will be inside right there. So all the water is going to be in there, you know, so that inside part of the wick right there, that's going to get wet, and it's going to wet the rest of the wick, the felt, and those parts is going to be sticking out into the dirt. So this is just to assure that the plants don't get too much water. So this is what it's going to look like. So you see I got two, you know, wicks sticking out each side. And then I'll just go ahead on and screw this onto the top that it, you know, the top came off of. Just screw it in. I don't know if this is gonna work, guys. I just don't want the plants to drown. You know what I mean? And these stackables, they so little, and I just want to be able to, you know, water them and be able to go for a day or two, probably even 3, depending on how slow the water, you know, flows through these. You know, I want to be able to fill it and not have to deal with, you know, watering the stackables for a couple days. So that's why I'm adding in an extra little bit of felt to, you know, hold some water and slow up the watering process. So I could go a couple days, because I got a feeling this summer it's going to be a lot of heat waves and stuff like that. And I don't want my little plants to, you know, die because they're not getting enough water. But then I don't want them to drown and go through root rot because they're getting too much water. So we're going to see how this works. So I'm going to do the same with the rest of the stackables, because I got about 12 of these things. So I'm not going to bore y'all with watching everything, but just do the same technique if you try to do this. You know, I'm just making this up as I go along. But in the end, we're going to see if, you know, this water system work, you know. So I'm going to do the same thing with, you know, the second one. I made my little notches where I'm going to, you know, drill the holes. And, oh yeah, and this is something else I was meaning to let y'all know. Sometimes, you know, I've realized after I cut the little soda bottles down that dirt might get into the filtration system, you know, the water system. And we don't want no dirt getting clogged up in there. So what you can do is get some of those baggies from the Dollar Tree and cut it in half, and take one end of the bag that you cut and do like how I'm doing right here. Put it on the top part of the bottle. So when you start adding your dirt from the side, dirt won't get in there. Okay? Alright, so we're going to see how this works, y'all. Okay, so the water's going in. And it's doing pretty good. See how the wick is getting moist and nice and wet? That's what we want. Because, you know, those wicks are going to be inside the dirt near the root of the plant. And we want, you know, the plant to be able to suck on those wicks and get some water, even on days where we forget to water. because water is going to constantly be held up in those bottles in the middle, right there in the middle. So I got this over in my bathroom sink. And of course the water is flowing fast because there's no dirt in there to slow up anything. But once we fill it with dirt, the water probably will flow through fast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some more felt inside the bottle to slow up the flow of water. So here's my little Dollar Tree stackables. These are the miniature ones. And I made the same system, and look at that. See, it's flowing through, the wicks are getting wet. That's what we want. I don't know if it's going to work, you guys, but hey, we're going to see. We want a nice little garden. We want to use these stackables, but we don't want to be out there all day, every day in the heat this summer. We want to be able to water them and let them go for at least a couple days. Yep. And the wick, the felt is nice and wet and moist, and that's what we want. Okay, so I'm outside in my little garden, y'all. I got all my little stackables. I'm gonna put some seedlings in here, okay, and the little one, because it's not really deep. Ain't, much can't grow big in the little ones. So I basically got these for like seeds and little starts, little guys, okay, because see, it's not much room to grow, okay, so I'll be constantly transplanting stuff out of that. But here's my big stackables, and remember what I said, you may have to put a piece of plastic or something around the top, and make sure when you're putting your dirt in, like I've got a whole bunch of fresh soil right here that I've fertilized and everything earlier. So when you start putting in your soil, make sure you don't get any dirt inside your water container, okay? So here, I'm gonna show you guys. I hope I'm not making you dizzy. I don't have my tripod out here with me, so okay, so that's just letting you see how it's filling up. And put some more on the other side. I just didn't want, I liked these stackables when I first saw them, but to me it seemed like they would have been getting, your plants would have been getting too much water. So, not saying this idea is the best, so if you guys have any other ideas to work out these stackables, or a easier way to do what I did, let me know in the comments. Alright, I got the darn rock out, y'all. That's a mess. So make sure, even if you do this, make sure you cover it with something. I should have brought out another little Ziploc bag that I could have just like put over top of that. That's a good idea. Get you another one of these Dollar Tree Ziploc bags, or great value ones. Always use the cheap ones if you have to, if you have to use them, use the really cheap ones. And just put it around the top of this, and then start adding your dirt to make sure that this stays nice and clear. Well, I got worms in here already. Ain't that something? My soil is nice and rich. So at any rate, I'm gonna put my herbs at the bottom and put goodies at the top. Like, I'm thinking I might put some strawberries in the top part of my stackable. But we'll see. But for right now, I'm gonna go ahead on and put my sage at the bottom. because this, from what I heard, uh, rodents and little rabbits, they don't like the smell of herbs. So I'm gonna put the herbs down at the bottom because I'm gonna put some goodies at the top, which is my strawberries right there. And I don't want them eating all my strawberries. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right, I'll be right back. Now, so that's what that looks like. So far, so good. So I got some, I planted some lemon balm. I love the smell of that. And I make a lot of oils and stuff like that. So I love my herbs to make my oils for my soaps and shampoo bars and, my hair care products. So you're going to see a lot of herbs throughout the garden, okay? And this is some sage. So yeah, I'm kind of liking the way how these stackables are turning out. So in here, let me see, I think I'm going to put a couple marigolds, and I'm gonna find some more herbs because I have some herbs around here somewhere. I just have to find them. They're still in containers like the strawberries are. And I'm gonna get this asparagus down in the ground. Yeah, so I'm gonna finish planting everything up, and I'll be right back in a second. Okay, so everything is stacked up in here. I'm gonna give it some water, test out the system. Let me stand up. Right, so you can see the water is dripping down. It's holding in each pot, but that's the idea of it, to drip slow so I don't have to keep watering them every day and they're not getting a whole ton of water. So you see the top is going down and everything is leaking. So they got good drainage. Yeah, so I don't know, the party's still out on these Dollar Tree pots, but I'll keep you guys posted and let you see how everything's going. But they look cute in the garden. And I put my strawberries at the top, and some marigolds at the bottom, and some lemon balm. And I have some herbs over there as well. But yeah, so the garden is coming along beautifully. I'm very pleased. And my collard greens are coming up. They're so cute. They are so cute. All right, everybody. So I'm going to get from out here. And oh my goodness, look at these ones. These are Georgia collard greens. And some of them are kind of turning yellow from the sun. I'll give them a little water. But yeah, I'll give you guys a garden tour later on next week. But until then, take care of yourselves and each other. And I'll see you guys in the next one.